Hi there, Lucky. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very cool. We're so happy to have BBD join us here at Converge Africa. Can you tell us a little bit about your company and what it is that you guys do?
Sure. We are a custom solutions software firm. We build custom solutions for enterprises of all sizes rather. And today in particular, I'm here to talk about our managed cloud services offering, where we manage cloud infrastructure for other organizations. Over the last decade, we've basically gotten it down to a science. Whether it's forecasting, whether it's making sure it's highly available, we've gotten it down almost to a science. And so we're here to talk about our awesome offering in that space.
Excellent. Yeah, we're really happy to have you guys here. In terms of trends over the next sort of 12 to 24 months, where do you see things going and how does BBD step in to resolve some of those problems?
That's a very interesting question. I think the world has been really amazed by artificial intelligence, except what we're seeing now is that we're starting to move out of that infancy stage where we were all playing around with this technology and we're trying to put some of the POCs into production. What that means from a cloud perspective is that a lot more of their workloads are now going into the cloud, which means they're going to cost you a whole lot more. And because this technology is so experimental, very few people even know how much it's going to cost them. So we're provisioning servers, we're provisioning infrastructure, we're using hosted models without really being able to predict the cost of it and knowing how to manage it. So I think the latest research is showing that about 30% of cloud spend is wasted. And I think that number is going to grow simply because of all the workloads that everyone is putting into the cloud. And we're seeing that it's really important for organizations to start thinking about how they do that in a structured manner. And the role that we think we can play is firstly helping guide organizations in terms of their strategies on how to choose what to keep offline, what to keep on-prem, what to send to the cloud, but also how to do that in a cost-effective and responsible manner so that they can get the benefits of that technology. It's pointless basically putting all of your money in this technology just at POC stage not to get benefits. So it's important to keep that cost managed as well. And so that's where our focus is going.
Absolutely. I'm glad to hear that people are thinking ahead about things like this. Do you find that the sort of issues in South Africa are similar to those abroad? Are they uniform or is this a sort of select market? And where do you guys put most of your focus in terms of the solutions that you offer?
I think, so we are in the privileged position of operating in South Africa, in the rest of the continent, but also globally as well, with operations in Europe, the US, and other places as well. And so we get to see the realities lived and not just theorized. And I think the big difference between the African context and the Western world is that we are firstly, geographically, we're physically much larger, which means that when we look at things like connectivity, there are much more different challenges here and much more difficult challenges here around connectivity and the physical distance between all of our infrastructure key points. And so we need to build solutions that are aware of that context, solutions that will cater to the market, understanding the fact that most people interact through their cell phones. So we can't bring down large payloads, understanding that internet connectivity in remote areas can be difficult. So building offline or network resilient systems becomes important. So these are key things that, say, our Western markets might not necessarily be worried about. But I think in terms of the global scale of things and our capabilities, there's no technology that's in the Western world that's not here. And there's no capability that's in the Western world that we don't have right here on the continent. So we have the skills, we have mostly the infrastructure, but we also have these unique problems that require us to look at them differently. And that's why we found that one-size-fits-all solutions simply don't work. We need to look at context and build things for the context that they'll operate in.
Yeah, fantastic. That was a great answer. In terms of your experience of Converge Africa, how did you guys hear about us? Why did you decide to partner? And what has your experience been like up until this point?
One of the things that we are deeply interested in is cultivating the technology field within South Africa and our neighboring countries. And so we're generally involved in a lot of events that are around bringing people together. And one of the things that attracted us to something like Converge is that it gave us face time with the types of organizations that we wouldn't typically be involved in. So we have built for the last 42 years solutions for pretty much almost every bank in the country, for the insurers, for the public, and now retail space and the marketing space is really, really an interesting space that we are new to, and Converge really just seemed to be that platform that brings together these unlikely friends to really start figuring out how we can partner together and work in these really fast-paced and interesting industries. So while large corporates might take a little bit longer to move, the type of organizations that you find here are the ones that are breaking boundaries, the ones that are really on the edge of technology and innovation.
Yeah, we got to be agile, right? Well, thank you so much for your participation. We're really excited to have you guys here, and we hope you have some great interactions over the course of the next week, and we look forward to seeing you again.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having us. We look forward to coming back as well.
Thank you very much.